everyone, welcome back to Pop Off the Clock. I'm Yoseline.
And I'm Brenda. Thank you all for joining us for another week. There's so much to go over. Of course, continuing our coverage, we mentioned we're going to be following this story like nobody's business, the Blake and Justin of it all. Believe it or not, so many more developments since we last spoke to you guys, so we're going to highlight all of that.
Yeah, it's just when you think there's nothing left to be said.
No, yeah, there's plenty to be said.
Plenty to talk about. We're also talking about, a big breakup we reported last week, and now guess what? One of, I guess, the victim of this breakup, I would call her that, is taking the hot seat with Call Her Daddy, and she's dishing how this breakup went down. We're talking about Bachelor former couple, Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell, and we have our reactions.
Yeah, we're going to tell you what we think, and of course, Alex Cooper always getting those interviews right off the bat. And then the Grammys, guys, they're coming up, and we're getting a little bit more info on what we can expect from the Grammys, including the performances we'll be seeing, so we're gonna tell you what we think.
Yeah, we're gonna go, and then we have our other headlines. That are just headlines that you just kind of might have missed during the week.
Yeah, exactly. But before we get started, Yoseline,
life update.
How has life been since we saw you last Friday?
I feel like the previous week had already been topped. And unfortunately, I came down with that sickness that I was struggling in the last episode. It is still lingering, so this weekend was very just relax, rot in bed kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I just watch TV. I try to do things like clean my apartment, wash the clothes from the trip, unpack. I'm very in this mood to just declutter, and when that happens, it's kind of dangerous because I literally throw away things that probably could have gone to Goodwill or something.
Yeah.
But I'm just
get rid of it.
Get rid of it. It does not bring me happiness, but I'm just excited for this weekend where I'm kind of gonna, hopefully be out of the way with this illness and really just enjoy it. I just want to go. I don't know why, but I have this urge to go eat dinner, get ready and go eat dinner on a Saturday night.
Well, we're gonna do that. So that's gonna be fun.
Was that a little tease?
That's a little tease of what you can expect our recap next week.
How about you?
Good. I mean, I'm not gonna say I got sick because I don't think I got sick, but my allergies, my allergies were next level. This past weekend, Saturday, I slept practically the entire day. I think I really needed it. My body was just so exhausted. And then right now, I just got this random headache. I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm trying to just push through any ailment that may come my way.
I like that word.
Aside from that, I'm still continuing with I think that was my goal, just in general, was to cook a meal every Sunday and to try something. This week I made a steak sandwich. Never made steak before, so that was interesting. And guys, not gonna lie, it was pretty bomb. Yoseline tried a little bit of it. She tried a little bit of it, but no, I've grown fond of cooking, so that was fun. And I'm just, like you said, I'm ready to not be at home, just because I feel like at home I've just been laying on the sofa being a couch potato, which isn't always a bad thing. But yeah, I'm excited to go out into the universe again, put myself out there. I don't know.
I'm happy. I'm so proud of your cooking progress.
Thanks.
As someone that very rarely cooked or just wasn't.
No, I hated cooking.
You hated cooking, but it also didn't really draw your attention. You were just oh, whatever. This girl saving recipes on TikTok, cooking, and not just any cooking. You made your own sauce, right?
Yeah, I've made a pasta sauce. I made a garlic aioli for this thing. I've just really tried to challenge myself with things that I've always wanted to make, but was always too afraid to do it. But honestly, cooking isn't even hard. It's just obviously when you're cooking meat, have a thermometer, a temperature thing, and I think that's what saves me a lot of the times. But no, I'm really proud of myself for, trying this new thing. And I love it. Now I love Sundays. I love cooking on Sundays. Sundays with Brenda.
Sundays with Brenda's coming soon.
Coming soon.
But yeah, that's basically it. Not a lot,
that's us.
I guess. Nothing too crazy.
No, yeah, the sickness took us all.
It took me
My
down.
allergies.
But yeah, let's get straight into these stories that we've been kind of been antsy to talk about. Not a lot, but good ones, like big A-list celebrities in kind of each headline. We are going to start off with a show that we are very excited for. If the walls at the resort housing the morally gray and naively misguided stars of the White Lotus could talk, they have plenty of secrets to spill. A new trailer has been released for season 3 of White Lotus, which is set to premiere on February 16th. On Max, a Thailand getaway reveals chaos and corruption for guests and employees alike. The series has already been renewed for the 4th season.
Woo, I love me a White Lotus season. I'm really hoping, I think season 2 was great, so I'm hoping it tops it.
Yeah, I mean, so far we have not had a miss where it's usually like one season kind of just like, I will say I am debating if this is going to be a watch weekly or wait until the whole series is out to binge watch.
Oh, like you're debating whether you want to do that or not?
What is my style?
Honestly, I miss having something to consistently watch. Like that's what I have been loving about Traitors. I think that's really the one show I actually like.
So I'm like excited to, we have this, but I was so used to Traitors season 1 and 2, just like what happens next?
Yeah.
I'm currently catching up on the last season of Survivor. High Potential, and I think
I love High Potential. Yeah. That's the one with Zoe Kravitz?
No.
Oh, never mind. Yes. It's a person who solves crimes, right?
Yeah,
okay,
she's has a high IQ, but she's like
I've heard good things about that one.
It's actually
really
good.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like your every other like crime one where it like follows along a storyline, but each episode is a different crime.
Oh, cool.
It's a good one.
Interesting.
It's a good one. I think the thing about it is that she's really smart and knows all these facts, and you just learn so much from the episode because she'll be like, "Did you know like churches only face east or something?" I don't know, something like that. And I think it's pretty.
I've heard a lot of good things. People have recommended that show to me.
But White Lotus is now back on the calendar starting February 16th. Your Valentine's, which that is a Sunday. Excuse me. So it's taking that Max.
That Sunday slot, which I love. I love Max on a Sunday.
Yes.
Not a person. The guys, you know what I'm saying.
We are also revisiting Selena Gomez this week, and it has nothing to do with Amelia Perez. Selena Gomez is getting a lot of backlash and support alike, but after she posted a video of her crying, specifically about the recent immigration crackdowns. Well, she posted it. It was very short. She then deleted it, but it's gotten a lot of attention with high-profile politicians, high-profile networks. So Selena Gomez is responding to a politician who says she should be deported after she posted a now deleted video of herself crying during recent immigration crackdowns. Gomez, whose paternal grandparents immigrated from Mexico, initially posted a video of her on her Instagram on Monday, sobbing amid the mass deportations initiated by President Donald Trump over the weekend. Gomez spoke through the tears in the video that my people are getting attacked. Instagram stories are meant to remain visible for only 24 hours, but it appeared the video was subsequently deleted after a wave of backlash. Gomez then also deleted a statement that said apparently it's not okay to show empathy for people. And she's just been on the headlines, and aside from the main topic of deportation, immigration, and all that stuff, it's a it's very Selena Gomez of her to just like randomly.
Yeah, even when you sent me the thing, I was somewhere, you sent it to me, I didn't have a chance to look at it, but as soon as I got to it, it was gone, and I'm like, oh, okay, I wonder what she posted, and then automatically everyone had those videos. For me, and I mean, obviously, it's not a lot of people speaking out on what's going on right now, so she, I think, is the only celebrity I've seen who's...
I've seen maybe not, maybe influencers.
I haven't seen a lot of people speak out
I will say not at her level.
About what's going on. But it's somebody, I'm going to just throw this person. Candace Owens made an interesting point where it's like, okay, I understand like being overwhelmed by what's going on. I mean, we're Hispanic. We understand just how serious of a situation it is. But if you're crying, like your first instinct is to grab your phone and make a whole video about it. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that like, I'm like, Selena, and then the whole like, I don't know what to do. she's one of the most powerful people in this world. Like, if you wanted to help, there are ways to help. I just thought it was really.
It's very on brand for Selena Gomez.
It's
just
like
kind
when
of
she like gets into these
arguments.
arguments.
She just like kind of reacts a lot of the times. But for me, what I am personally loving is all the TikTok videos that are being made using the sound of that. I don't know. It's just. I'm just gonna move on from this one because
it's Selena Gomez. Like, and you know, I truly, even though we like bring her up and we say this and the Mira Perez criticism we gave her, I truly root for her.
Oh yeah,
like, I truly root for her.
I mean, she's a person who puts herself out there. I mean, that's a very bold thing to do a lot of the time.
It is. It really is.
I don't put myself out there very often.
I don't think I could ever.
I can't be at that level. I can never be at that level of not only getting attention, but like.
Crying.
I don't know.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It was, yeah.
What is expected to be a lot, but in a good way, is the Super Bowl halftime performance. Well, we all know that Kendrick Lamar is a headliner, but he has revealed that his frequent collaborator SZA will join him on stage for the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show February 9th in New Orleans. I laugh because I do remember that I did do something this weekend. I actually went to see the movie that SZA's in.
Oh,
one of
is
those
it good?
days. It's really good.
Yeah,
I
want to see that movie.
It's a good giggle.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I love me some SZA. I love that. I think I saw somewhere that she is like dominating not only with her album but like her movie, and it's just like the season of SZA, and I love to see it because I love her, and I'm excited for this Super Bowl halftime show already. I mean, Kendrick Lamar is amazing, so like.
Do you think Taylor Swift is gonna come and sing Bad Blood?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But one girl could.
I'm trying to think like if she would even be at the Super Bowl because it's usually at the same time as the Grammys, though, aren't they?
No, the Grammys are this weekend.
The Grammys are this weekend?
Yeah, Super Bowl is.
Guys, I clearly was out sick mentally. I was mentally checked out for a little while.
Yeah, this Sunday, and then the Super Bowl is one more weekend.
Cool.
Now, the thing is, it's always been like that. The thing is, would Travis go? But he didn't go last year because he was on lockdown because it's training, and I'm assuming since he is going to Super Bowl, he is going to go to training. I wonder if he would sing the Bad Blood, like his part as in a medley.
Maybe.
Not necessarily bring her in, but just that'd be fun.
Kind of like a, I see
psych.
you.
Psych? I don't know.
Maybe.
Did I just age myself by saying psych?
Psych.
So speaking of Taylor Swift, of course, we saw our girl in the Chiefs games, the last one that they played against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. Once again, her boyfriend won the AFC championship, which we got to see that part where she goes to the stage to celebrate with all the family members. I will say she's giving me, and I still love Taylor Swift, don't get me wrong, but one thing about me is that I appreciate that she's always grateful and thankful when she wins awards, but her like, oh my God, I'm winning. Like she was giving that energy off about like, I can't believe you won. Like, this is so crazy. Like,
it's like, relax.
Really? You didn't call it by the first quarter when, you know, and you know what?
Were you watching the game?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. I was like, you're very familiar.
I will say, I was looking for Haley Steinfeld.
Yes.
I didn't see any pictures of her.
Oh, maybe I know that she just made comments like, oh, I'm super proud of him. I know that he does good work, but I don't know.
I mean,
I'm sure she was there.
Yeah, I'm sure she's just like, no one cares. I will say CBS was the one who broadcast this specific game, and they do not care about Taylor Swift.
Oh, really?
They never showed her.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of football fans were very happy. My thing is, I really found her outfit to be quite atrocious.
Okay, I like the zip up, but it's like if I was rich and I would wear like leggings and go out. I don't like the beanie.
I just feel like I saw a TikTok video, and I don't know who the person originally said it, but it's like she's starting to wear more brand logos, and it's just like I feel like I liked the way she was before, which is kind of like not really repping a specific brand, and now you just see logos all over her. It's just like, girl.
It's very Travis.
Grr.
But yeah, so we'll get to see her though in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl.
We'll
at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then Grammys are this weekend, so we'll
she'll
see a lot of her.
Yay.
We'll be seeing a lot of her this week.
A lot of her. And just to bring this up, another Grammy Award winner and nominated this weekend, Ariana Grande is seen with darker hair, and fans are just happy to see the old Ari back. And I'm just happy to see that her hair is getting healthy, because I know she went through that phase with all the red in her when she was in Nickelodeon, that it damaged her hair completely. And I know going blonde probably wasn't the healthiest, so
did not help.
We love to see it. Now,
also, I had sent you a video, and I forgot to mention it when we were going through this, but she's doing a lot of interviews right now, obviously, but she's starting to gain an accent, a British accent that our people are pointing out.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she living in?
I don't know.
Is she hanging out too much with Cynthia?
Maybe. I don't know if she's also like trying to get a new role and probably trying to try out the voice. At the same time, I don't know. There was one specific interview. It was like with a British radio show or something, and you can hear her kind of having hints of like British.
I have that horrible habit of picking up accents. I do. One time I was in London, and by the end of there, I'd be like, "Yeah, mate." I'm like, "What?"
No, yeah, same. I completely get that too. So I don't know if it was one of those situations, but everyone's just like, Ariana, Ariana.
Stop it, Ariana. But speaking of another superstar in some people's eyes, Trisha Paytas is calling in the big guns for her Broadway debut when the internet personality takes the stage on February 3rd for Trisha Paytas' big Broadway dream, a one-night-only musical theater extravaganza. She will be joined by several high-profile special guests. That includes Sutton Foster, you know who that is, Ben Platt, Rachel Zegler, and Joy Woods. The Starry Bunch joined the previously announced ensemble cast, including Amber Ardolino, sorry if I said her name wrong, Morgan Bryant, Bo Harmon, Joshua Dawson, and Lena Matthews.
I didn't even know the girl was going to have a show.
Yeah, she announced it, and I'm just so interested. What's the storyline? I'm pretty sure it's going to be like Trisha and then like people perform around her. That's I'm kind of, is it like the whole Paris and Nicole like kind of spoofish kind of possibly
Broadway show?
Like I'm pretty sure it's like, let me show you Broadway, Trisha, and as she goes through the Broadway experience, she's meeting these people.
Yeah,
I think
can
that's
see
what
that
it is.
As a storyline.
Another. Let's stick to music this time, guys. 38-year-old music icon Lady Gaga has announced that her highly anticipated 7th studio album, Mayhem, will drop on March 7th. The 14-track album will include previously released singles that includes Disease and Die With A Smile, the latter featuring a collaboration with Bruno Mars. We talked about it last time, that there was a clock ticking down to this big announcement. This is what it was, and I'm excited. I'm a Lady Gaga fan.
I love Lady Gaga. I still haven't heard that song she has with Bruno Mars, though.
Really?
No, I haven't heard it.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I've been literally just listening to
It's like everywhere. Like not everywhere, I guess, but like.
No, it's been number one, or it's been on the billboards for a while now, like top 10 for sure. I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to listen to it though, and I'm excited for her album. I always just like to see what kind of air she brings to these albums.
Yeah. And she's such like a talent. Like she could sing, she could write. So it's fun to see that. Another singer making headlines is Camila Cabello. Well, Camila Cabello didn't work from home this weekend. The singer performed in a nearly empty venue in Atlanta, Georgia on Sunday. The wild photos of the show have gone viral on X, and people saying this S word was empty. One social media user tweeted the following day, blasting the former Fifth Harmony member as a, quote, flop.
Yeah, that's hard to look at.
And, it is hard to look at, but I wonder, like, I don't get how you don't, like, release an album and the response to the album allows you to gauge what the tour is going to be.
Is she on tour?
Yeah,
no, she isn't.
Yeah.
She is?
I think so. Yeah, because that was her concert tour.
Yeah, I didn't even know she came out with an album.
It's
Did
that
she?
XOXO or?
Oh my God, yes. Wow, it's been, that album, you're barely going on tour for that one?
Yeah.
But also, like, based on the ticket response, you would think that you would adjust
size
the stadium to what the response was. That way you don't get images like that.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I saw Snoop Dogg in Laredo, he was being a DJ. I don't think they sold a lot of tickets, so they only used half of the stadium, or we don't even have a stadium. They used half of the arena. It looks full, but like, I think they were like, okay, we clearly didn't sell a lot, so like, let's just kind of make it look fuller. Like, I don't know why they didn't do that for her, but
yeah. But it was pretty empty. I will say that some artists, like Mod Sun, has come out and defended her for like the criticism that she's gotten. According to him, that it takes more bravery for
to perform to like an almost empty
like
audience.
and not cancel it and go out there for the people who did want to be there.
Well, yeah,
and
I
then
mean,
like for sure, like I hate on a lot. I hate a lot on Camila Cabello, but like it's true. Like
no, yeah, I mean, good. I mean, you know, brave girl.
Brave girl.
Brave girl.
She is heading to Europe next, so maybe
okay.
she could get more people in there.
Try the clurbs. Try the clurbs. Yeah.
Who cares?
Have a good time.
Another pop star, we have Dua Lipa seemingly hinted at her relationship status at the Paris Fashion Week. The training season singer, 29, returned to the fashion capital for Chanel's Couture Spring/Summer 2025 show, where she was spotted coyly hiding her left hand, this one, amid engagement rumors between her and actor Colm Turner, who she's been linked with since January of 2024.
Yeah, there's a bunch of videos of them in front of the Eiffel Tower, just kind of like dancing and looking in
They're
love.
just cute.
We get it, you're in love. Yeah, they're super cute.
And when she was like in the red carpet or leading up to the fashion show, it's very like posing.
Yeah,
like
and she was out to lunch, and then you saw the kind of ring a little bit. Obviously, the photographer zoomed in on that one, but good for them.
Good for them. They're super cute. Also happening in Paris Fashion Week, we have Heidi Klum's son Henry, who is 19, makes his runway debut, and he's
good looking.
He's good looking. He is a perfect combination of Heidi Klum and Sting. Like, if
Seal.
Oh my God, Sting. Seal. I'm like, Seal. And I thought
the one named.
I know, the Seal, the S, the Sting, the Seal. So he looks a little bit more like Seal, but like you could see Heidi in there, and obviously their runway.
Good looking.
Good looking. Other good looking people in Fashion Week, we have Kylie, who turned heads in a plunging corset gown while attending the Jean-Paul Gaultier fashion show at Paris Couture Week. She looked great.
Was she a model on the runway?
Yes, she was.
Literally, so I saw videos of her. I'm like, she's giving more than Kendall gave when she was
Schiaparelli, right?
Schiaparelli. I'm like, Kylie. I guess you were supposed to be the model.
I mean, like, at first I thought Kylie was in Schiaparelli as well, but then I looked it up and it was Amelia Gray was in this one too. She just looks super good.
No, she can just tell that she's genuinely happy. I just feel like she just understands the assignment.
Yeah.
She knows how to give.
She was at the Chanel. That's another one.
She also did Chanel.
She was there as an attendee. She looks so good.
She looks incredible right now.
She does, but just to recap, before she went to Fashion Week, that weekend prior, that SNL, it was with Timothée Chalamet. She was spotted there at the after party.
Supportive girlfriend duties.
Yes.
We kind of watched a little bit. I didn't really watch it, the episode, but I heard he did a really good job. We watched a little bit of his, because we were unsure as to what the performance aspect was going to look like. He did Bob Dylan songs, but like in a more modern way.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
So I do need to make I don't think she actually walked the runway. She was in a video, like
walking on something, right?
But not the actual fashion show. That's the one where she had that really plunging, like, she sat there. But yeah, good for her, good for Timothy. She just looks happy, which we love to see. And yeah, Kendall Jenner was there too.
Yeah, she was there.
She was there. Other celebrity news, we have Kaya Gerber. She was allegedly spotted with Louis Pullman. This comes weeks after it was confirmed, or sources confirmed, that her and Austin Butler called it quits.
Sassy type? Yeah, he's good looking and looks a little blondish.
looks a little blondish. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like actors that tend to be
like
serious
actors that are up and coming.
Like Joe Alwyn should be right next.
Maybe.
But
he's blonde? He's kind of already...
But he's been up and coming for years,
Yeah.
so we'll see that. And I guess happening right now, while we're filming, guys, the LA Fire Aid concert is happening, which we were telling you guys about since last week. It is a big relief effort for the victims and the help that needs to be done in LA after the big wildfires that were happening there, which I believe some are still there, but they're at least controlled.
So many artists like Olivia Rodrigo. We have the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Billie Eilish. The list goes on and on. It's very similar to the what was that?
Manchester one and the eighth
yeah,
one, kinda.
just yeah.
And you have to think about like all these artists, even though they might not originally have been from LA, they are connected because that's where you go to get your stars.
Absolutely.
So LA has such a special place in their hearts, and that's why I'm pretty sure it was not hard to get that lineup. Lady Gaga's on it too.
Oh, yeah.
Several platforms are streaming it tonight. I mean, YouTube, Hulu, Disney Plus.
Paramount
Max,
Plus.
Paramount Plus. So
I'm excited to watch that.
I'm gonna see what happens.
Gonna be watching
I
that
wonder
as soon as
how
we're done.
if there's like an MC or a host or just
And
kind of.
they're at the Kia Forum and also another
Yeah,
stage.
I'm pretty sure
so
they
it's like
have
probably
to.
going to be going back and forth
You
between
have to,
like
just to fit
stages
that
and
place.
stuff. But it's going to be great to see how much they're able to raise from that and help out because of it's just so sad that the whole situation.
Yes, and then before we wrap up these quick headlines, is we have Mira Sorvino is giving an update on the Romy and Michelle high school reunion sequel that is in the works. In a recent interview, the Oscar winner revealed that Robin Schiff is returning to write the follow-up movie, but her work on a Netflix series is keeping her from finishing the script. I know that Lisa Kudrow was on Drew Barrymore to promote that show that she has on Netflix right now with Ray Romano, and she was asked about it, and she's like there's stuff happening, like I'm all for it kind of thing.
That's one of my favorite movies, y'all, so I'm so excited for a high school reunion part 2. It's just such a good movie. It's such a good movie. And I believe that's it for our headlines. Now let's get into our topics.
Our big topics that we want to dive into. We're starting off with the Grammys that Brenda just found out are happening this Sunday.
I know, I have no
They will
idea.
be on your local CBS channel. You could find that very easily. Just go to your guide and you'll find where that's. And eventually, it's always on a platform. But if you want
Paramount
to watch
Plus.
Yeah.
I
and
need
it's
to
definitely-
download Paramount Plus because everything is on there.
The Grammys were not postponed. They were actually just pivoted their focus, which I believe this relief concert is going to, not the concert's going to continue, but the relief efforts will continue into Sunday. And I'm pretty sure they're going to push a lot of highlighting LA because, again, LA music, it's not the music capital, that's Nashville, but you know what I mean. We are now getting a list of people who are set to perform at the Grammys, which is always a hit and miss for me.
I love watching
it. There was one Grammy. Tell me if you guys remember this. Their audio was horrible. Like, it was their audio operator. It was the worst. LL Cool J was still the host. So it wasn't in recent years. I want to say it was either 4 or 5 years ago. And it was like so heartbreaking, like how bad the audio was.
I remember the one during COVID when they all had different areas in which they were going to. I thought that was pretty neat.
The one in the rooftop or no?
I don't know. I just remember like there was one soundstage where it was like different artists and they kind of just moved the camera to each. Remember that?
Yes, for the performers
Yeah,
because
that
they
was
couldn't
so-
move and everyone had to stay in their tables. It's the one that Taylor Wore the Flowers.
Oh, but also, no, a different one.
the
Or
one
I don't know,
before?
but like, I don't know. Even when I was a kid, my dad always loved, like, he always looked forward to watching like the Grammys because of all the performances. So who do we have?
Who do we have? Okay, we have performing. We have Billie Eilish, who is also nominated, no surprise there. Charlie XCX, another nominee. Chapel Roan, another nominee. Cynthia Erivo. Is it Doshi?
Doshi, yeah.
Stevie Wonder, fun for him. Coldplay's Chris Martin, so it's just gonna be Chris Martin. Lainey Wilson, Herbie Hancock, Brittany Howard, Brad Paisley, Teddy Swims, Janelle Monáe, John Legend, Sheryl Crow, St. Vincent, Jacob Collier, Ray, Sabrina Carpenter, and Shakira.
Shakira.
Well, the ceremony will help raise funds for those who suffered due to the Los Angeles area wildfires, and it will be broadcast live this Sunday, guys, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific time on CBS and the streaming app.
7 p.m. Central time.
Yeah, our time is 7.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I know what I'm going to do Sunday now.
Yes. Make a steak.
Make a steak and then watch the Grammys along
100%.
with it.
That's.
Who are you most excited to see perform?
Sabrina?
Yes.
I hope Sabrina does a medley just because she just had so many hits, as well as, in Chapel Row. I'm a sucker for medleys. Like, you give me all
Do
your
you think,
hits.
though, like with Sabrina, because you know how she did a medley for the MTV
That's
Music
the only
Awards?
One. Yeah, it might be too much copying. Unless she performs
Because I would love like that
something.
drama again if Shawn Mendes had coming in like a veil over the audience.
I don't think Camila would be
I think maybe she might pick one song, and I think she's going to do like a different version of the song that we haven't like heard of.
Juno.
Have you ever that would be interesting. No, I think she's gonna probably do Espresso.
Oh yeah, one of the nominated songs.
I assume so. I'm really excited to see what Charlie XCX does. I'm super excited to see that. Also, like, obviously Chapel Row and Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish, I feel like, is performing at every Grammys every year.
Yeah, she's there every year.
I'm excited to see what Stevie Wonder is going to be doing. Kind of like
I feel like Stevie Wonder's, Chris Martin, John Legend.
They might do something together,
I'm gonna say,
right?
and Sheryl Crow are giving.
Or they might
really fun performances.
Okay, and also gonna say, don't they give an award to like a specific artist?
They do
every year.
They do. I don't know.
And
who
maybe
it is
like they
this
do
year.
medleys for those people with different artists.
I remember it was the Bee Gees and Dua Lipa sang for them.
Yeah, maybe they're doing something like that as well. But I've actually really started getting into Doechii. I've heard just that one song, "Denial Is a River," and I'm excited to see her perform.
Actually, I was just watching.
Did you see the one that she did on the Late Show?
No. I saw her on RuPaul's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they had to dance to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm excited to see her. Obviously, I really just want to see. I think maybe Chapel Roan might do a medley.
Yeah, she better. She better work.
She better.
She better.
You better work.
So our second story, I've been dying to talk about this because when I tell you that I have never been invested in another relationship that I never even considered I cared for. I was so over that season of The Bachelor. I'm talking about Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell. So if you know the little back history, Matt James becomes The Bachelor. Even though he never was in the Bachelor franchise before, he's announced. People just kind of knew him because he was
best friends with Tyler Cameron.
And he's launched on there. He picks this girl, and then during the last episode,
as they're airing,
she comes out, or a controversy, her past. She was in a
antebellum like plantation
themed party. And of course, him being a black man,
the first like black bachelor.
It was like, what the heck? So this all came out during the airing, and it was not until the final rose that it came to light that he had broken up with her when those pictures came to light. And
then, probably like a couple weeks after, they were spotted together again.
And they've been together since for 4 years.
4 years.
Let me go back. So last week he posted a breakup picture, and we even said like, it's weird. Like a weird, funny, like, oh, goodbye to my girlfriend, but hello, my fiance kind of post. That's what we assumed. And a lot of things started happening where she and her sister were liking comments that kind of said, no, he broke up with her and blindsided her. We hadn't heard from her, and then boom, Alex Cooper gets her on Call Her Daddy.
The devil works hard, but Alex Cooper works harder.
I saw I think it was a TikTok shocked. Of her, and she, like, the moment she finished the interview, they started doing the teases and the TikToks for it to be out, like, that week.
But even when I showed her, because I was like, yo, Celine, like, she's doing Call Her Daddy, which super smart. Her eyes, you could see it in her face.
Yeah,
like,
she had been crying.
Puffiness, the crying. It's like, girl, we've been there.
So it was like almost 2 hours?
It was 2 hours.
2 hours and something. Basically, key takeaways is that she was kind of, okay, They were in London together, but then flew to Tokyo for a quick little getaway before she had to fly back to Georgia. When they're in Tokyo, if you know Matt James, he is like a wannabe aspiring food blogger.
Foodie
so wherever he
influencer.
goes, it's like, try this. And let me tell you, I love watching his videos, but it's because of Rachel.
Yeah.
Because her bites, like, I don't know how to spell, like, se te antoja, like, it gives you, like, ooh, like, I enjoyed it because she enjoyed it. Can't stand his voice. So, fast forward, they're on this trip in Tokyo, and it's her responsibility to find a restaurant where he can shoot content, because where they wanted to go was closed or something happened, and she was just freaking out because she felt a lot of pressure that she had to find the right place, and he was just kind of like, come on, like, find somewhere.
So he was like distracted the whole time on his
like,
phone while she was responsible for finding the space.
She finds a place, not really good, and you could tell she's like, I messed up. Like, I disappointed him. Like, whatever. She starts crying at dinner. She said it was 2 tears. It was very like, and put it back together. They never talked during dinner. And then she said that she was kind of like, you know, it's okay. Like, talked herself out of it. Like, don't feel like it's disappointment. Don't feel like that. And then he kept acting cold towards her. And then she finally was like, are you mad at me? And he just he went in and was just like, I can't believe, like, why are you so upset over, like, picking a bad restaurant? Like, it's not that deep initially, and it worries me that something so small affected you. Like, what's gonna happen if something bigger in a relationship? And it just got to him thinking about basically, like, these aren't traits that I want in a wife, and that we're 4 years in, that I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should basically be like, I should want to marry you already. And he he basically breaks up with her right before she's heading back to Georgia, 1 day before her. So that's why it was very confusing as to where she was. And she goes to Tokyo. She gets in the airplane.
And she has like no service on the flight because she has something on her phone, and she's like, he knows that I don't have service on flights.
So she sits on her flight. Her phone starts to blow up, and all she sees is like her friend saying like, Rach, is this real life? I saw Matt's post. And she's like, he posted, like, the moment she was just like, oh, I think she saw it. She saw the post that we were talking about, and then the plane takes off for 12 hours. She is like, I don't even know what I'm about to land to.
And mind you, this man knew she was about to go on a 12-hour flight.
So she was very, like, so protective of him and stuff like that. And I think Alex Cooper did a really good job at pointing out the fact that, like, hey, like, I guess he has apologized since then, saying, like, maybe I shouldn't have posted about our breakup before it really settled in. And Alex Cooper is like, this man travels with you. He knew your phone had no service, like, doesn't get service. So I think that was something that he probably knew and take into consideration before he posted. I think my key takeaways from that is that first, you could tell she not lived in fear, but she was conditioned to, like, be, you know, do this good and do that, like, help me build myself up.
Like, why was finding a restaurant so triggering? And where it's like you feel like, oh my God, like, I've really messed up. Like,
it's because he's probably blown up on her before.
And actually, a lot of people, now that this interview has gone on, people are, internet sleuths are like looking for videos, and they actually did a couple interview one time where the question was, what was one of your biggest arguments? And Rachel was like, actually, it had to do with me having to pick a restaurant, and like, it didn't work out, something happened, and we got into a huge argument about it. So it's like, this has been a recurring argument and issue, like, finding a place to eat
like,
for
why
content.
Aren't you finding it?
I know, you're the one who's like the food influencer person. Like, yeah, it was very sad to see, because
I think Alex also gave her great advice, because apparently they still do kind of have contact. And she was just like, you need to cut it off. Like,
cut it off, girl.
You yourself. And she said it in an interview, like, after someone tells you to your face that, like, I just don't think, like,
I see you
as my wife. I should want to be marrying you, but the way you are right now is just not motivating me to marry you. Like, she said, like, after someone says that, like, what are you supposed to do? Just sit there and accept them back? She's like, she said herself she couldn't. However, Alex said you need to stop talking to him because it will allow you to be opened up.
Yeah, and coming from, this, it was sad to watch this because I had a very similar situation where it was a very blindsiding breakup where even the aftermath was extremely blindsiding. And, she'll come to learn that all of this was a blessing and all of this was meant to be, because you should never have doubts like that with your partner. And you should never have these kinds of weird things with them. So I just, hindsight's 2020. She's going to slowly start to realize so many things in the aftermath and be like, in this immediate aftermath, it's still sad because it's your person and you don't want to lose them. But when you give it time, you're just like, wow, I never realized this is not what I want whatsoever.
Yeah, and I think she even brought up herself, very self-aware. She brought up a thing that she really never got to heal from her experience from The Bachelor, of the fact that obviously I agree with her, she can never put herself in the situation of what he felt, that he needed to break up with her because of her pictures, being the race he is, and the kind of pressure that community or that representation was just thrust upon him. And but at the end of the day, even though you understand he came from that, he was not quick, but essentially he was pressured easily to break up with her because of society's interpretation of their
Now also,
relationship.
I feel like Alex maybe should have gotten a little bit more as to what happened in that moment, because it was kind of like, yeah, you had these photos, kind of, my follow-up question was like, how did you, in that moment, did you take time to understand that side, just to cover all the bases? Because a lot of people are also saying she let her off easy by not pressuring her on that. But I feel like, I've been kind of following Rachel since The Bachelor, and I feel like in the immediate aftermath, she did as much as she could to try to educate herself and try to make amends to what happened. But it's just such an unfortunate situation. Keep in mind, we still haven't really heard his side as well. Maybe he had valid reasons and maybe he had...
I actually don't, I think his whole reason, his reasonings, I think, are fair. It's you're not seeing this go, or you don't want to waste time, great, but how were you not expressing that 6 months ago?
Yeah, but especially because
and in the post.
And it's confusing because he was commenting to people's posts, anytime people would be like, oh, you gotta marry that girl, he'd be like, I'm on it, happening soon, wedding food, that is and I've been in that situation where in the days prior, you're just like, where is this coming from? So yes, completely blindsiding, but just make that realize that this is the kind of person this person is.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but it's also I think he has the right to not be with, be with her, but it's just the
way he went about it was just not the best.
The post, 3 hours. Imagine getting broken up with and then they make it public to the public, without your acknowledgement, or even getting an. I think what really killed me was when she's like, I didn't get a chance to tell my little sister, which obviously her little sister has probably grown attached to.
Oh yeah, because they were so close. They were always together. But yeah, very unfortunate situation. I think she's gonna do great. Honestly, just kind of cut it off. You don't need to have that energy, especially because now it's the time to discover yourself. And like I say, situations like this come about in your life to really teach you something that you never knew or that you need to learn. And hindsight will be her best gift. And I'm sure she'll find somebody pretty quickly.
Yeah. Should we give advice? Should we do advice columns too?
Maybe. I can give advice. I feel like I'm getting pretty good at it.
You're getting good at it. But yeah, so basically...
Oh, also, I forgot to mention. Chris, as we mentioned, in the history of Matt James, he was supposed to be on Claire Crawley's season, but he didn't end up on it. I don't know why specifically, but she did address kind of what's been going on, saying, during my season, I very much told producers, do not put a person on the show who is not interested in getting married. Now, Matt James ended his season with not wanting to get married. Even Rachel said, I was okay with it because, we're learning each other. I don't think this man ever wanted to get married.
No, absolutely not.
And I think she did. And a lot of people have said you know, it didn't really seem like they were on the same page from the beginning. So
I think she was very much just fault because she was so in love with like,
she
I'll
loved
do
him
whatever,
and she
yeah.
loved like the whirlwind of the relationship, but yeah.
I did not hear the last 10 minutes. Was there anything that she teased or preview of like?
No, I really
nothing?
don't. No.
I know there's been a kind of a movement to unfollow him and follow her.
Oh, I unfollowed him. Like, before she even did the interview, I unfollowed him because I'm like, yeah, he kind of annoys me.
I will say, Rachel, I think you should review the food. I think she has, like,
if
she's the one looking up the restaurants.
Yeah.
She's the one that really was, like, taking big bites, and I think she should just do that.
I think that she was just interesting online, so I will continue to see where she goes.
And now the topic that just keeps on giving.
The story
we have an
that's
update
plentiful.
To Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni saga. So I will go with the legal stuff first, and then we'll get into like the little side stuff. So a New York judge has set a March 2026 trial date and moved on an initial conference from mid-February to the next week as the public feud between Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us co-star director Justin Baldoni continued to grow and accelerate. Well, that judge told both sides in order late Monday to prepare for a March 9th 2026 trial. He also moved an initial conference. So they're going to meet in mid-February and told the lawyers to be prepared to address complaints, which is probably the gag order, about pre-trial publicity and attorney conduct.
The fact that this is actually going to trial, I'm just like, y'all.
I need a
I
live
bet
feed.
Blake and Ryan did not expect it to go this far.
No.
Because I really don't think these people thought anyone would challenge them. And I think for Justin Baldoni, it's like, what else do I have to lose? You already diminished my reputation, took away my movie. Like, I don't care anymore.
Like, at this point, Justin is walking away either with, like, 0 and a bad reputation or 0 with at least his name cleared up in the public eye. I'm going with option B if that's a thing. We got that information, so put that in your calendar, 2026.
And you best believe we will be on that. If I could be in the courtroom, I would.
Like, should we submit something to get there?
I would love that.
We also got a snippet of not a snippet, a whole 6-minute memo. Okay, so we all saw that text message that is in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit that it's of Blake Lively kind of going through like, hey, you didn't really respond for my edits, and Taylor and Ryan really want to know what you want to know, but
I got kind of offended.
I got offended that you didn't really elaborate a lot about right? So he responded to that with a voice note, a 6-minute voice note. And first of all, this conversation she sent her text at 1:50 a.m. He responded at 2 a.m. So people that are saying that it's inappropriate for him to message her at 2 a.m., you're just responding. And as someone that is in an off industry, if one of my employees or coworkers text me at 1:50 and if I'm up, I'm probably going to be responding just because it's showbiz.
Yeah.
It's showbiz, baby.
It's showbiz.
But anyway, I will say that I was so cringe because...
Hey, Blake.
Hey, Blake. And he goes into a whole rant apologizing for how he made her feel and that he is sorry and apologizes for... She shared examples of when other people would make her feel less than on projects, just as the actress.
They're terrible for ever doing that to you, and I would never want to be that person.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of I don't know.
He was ranting, and not ranting, but it was just going on for a long time.
And he giggle, and I'm sorry, he sounded so cute. But cringe.
It was so hard to hear.
It was really cringe, but it was just if you're, I don't know if she had a crush. I don't know. I feel like it's just
I love all of the internet who are like, we completely understand why Blake Lively.
So if you ever watch the show, he is like, hey, it sounds exactly like Joe from You. What I did find a little cringe, though, I don't know if I'm just being uptight, but at the end where he's like, oh, you probably have a child on your...
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay, you shouldn't have said that. Where you're
whoa, this is 6 minutes. Didn't realize that. You probably have a baby on your boob right
I'm like, you could have just said you're probably feeding a newborn baby. I don't know. So I don't really think that proves anything. I just think that it does show the dynamic that they were very much okay.
But that just kind of shows like they were friends at some point.
Leading to that timeline. Have you seen the Candace? Are you the ones?
Oh yeah, Candace Owens has been. I've never really been a big fan of hers, but when it comes to this Justin and Blake, she's not playing. If I had those sources, I would be coming out with content every day.
I mean, her things are lining up. They are very much lining up. She has a timeline comparing what she submitted, what he submitted, what has been out in the media, very much how they were very okay during filming, during prep, very casual. It was until that writer's strike that she's assuming that also led to everybody going home and Ryan Reynolds going home because he was out there shooting Deadpool. And something must have happened during them being back home.
He heard that voice note.
Because these are people that are sending texts, doing voice notes, very casual, and then all of a sudden, Justin gets an email from Blake being like, "Hey, hope you're doing good. Can I get all the dailies from what we shot?" According dailies are everything you shot. Like everything, just a live feed of, when you see those behind the scenes thing and they're like talking and you hear the director being like, "Stand by, rolling camera, blah, blah, blah." Yeah. It includes everything
they shot for the day.
And it's like, why would you want that? And it's giving off Ryan Reynolds vibes. So she gave that timeline. The other thing that she also pointed out was that the composer for This Is Us, It Ends With Us, was the same composer for Deadpool. This composer, they're saying that he went on an interview for like behind the scenes score people kind of thing. He said that he was finishing up Deadpool and then got a call from Blake asking him if he could jump on the project and finish it in 1 week. And he said, "That's impossible, like give me 3 weeks." And the guy that was interviewing him is like, did they not have a composer? And he kind of alluded to the fact that it was more of a replacement. She saw on Reddit 6 months ago, like Reddit mid-shooting, there was these rumors that the only way Taylor would okay for them to use her song if they did away with the composer because she like didn't like him. And she's like, knowing that, knowing this, and knowing that, it like all these like Reddit posts from like several months ago are kind of lining up. Of course, these are all through her sources and her theories, but it's pretty crazy how another thing that I saw on TikTok, which is like, oh my God, the whole like Deadpool, nice pool kind of thing. The
credit?
Flirt. Oh, well, yeah. So
go with the flirt first.
Okay, have you seen the flirt?
No.
So there's apparently, which now I remember it, there is a line where Deadpool, I believe, says it, refers to Lady Pool as like, you leave this little flirt alone for a little while and she goes looking for a new papa.
No.
Yes. And everyone's like, that was obviously Ryan Reynolds being like mad at the situation. Going back to it, there's this theory that Nice Pool is based on Justin Baldoni and they're making fun of him. If you look at Deadpool credits, Nice Pool is attributed to actor Gordon Reynolds. In the end, It ends with us.
Blake's credit list.
She thanks a Gordon Reynolds.
So everyone assumes that was her Easter egg, to put a spotlight on Justin Baldoni within the credits of his own film.
Like them being bullies or taunting them.
Ugh, so messy. So basically,
take it to court.
It's assumed that, according to Candace Owens and her theory, it's assumed that this whole thing was because of Ryan Reynolds. He got jealous because it's possible, who knows, that Blake could have developed feelings for Justin Baldoni. And, a lot of people say, like, their chemistry was just really good on set. And so I can totally see how that's a thing. But adding to this whole thing, this week as well, Blake Lively, or according to the Daily Mail, she is distancing herself from... Taylor is distancing herself from Blake Lively. Of course, a lot of people believe this is a media plant because she did not like the way that she was used in this conversation. Another, I do not want to be a part of this narrative. It's and that she had no part in anything. I don't really believe that. I believe Taylor did have a part in this whole situation. I believe that she's just being her whole media savviness, but you know, Taylor, I'm sorry, but I agree with a lot of people saying, like, you're trying to play the victim again in this situation. Girl,
Yeah,
I think you had a role in the intimidation tactics being used.
Because you should be
against
self-aware of what power you hold.
No, exactly. And I don't think that she just showed up to this meeting, like to the penthouse, and was like, oh, there's a meeting going on. Like, no, I think that you were there, and I think that your team is being smart by pushing you away from that. But like, come on, we're not stupid.
Yeah.
Just because I like you doesn't mean that I don't agree that you were probably a part of the problem. But like I say, this is like there's probably going to be more developments next week.
Yeah, because they're getting me with the judge, and I hope there's no gag order.
But the judge denied the gag order before, so I don't think that.
I don't think he's gonna put a gag order, but he might be like, you guys need to act a little bit more like professional.
Oh yeah, but I mean, also, who was the one that started all of this? It's like, don't be mad don't hate the player, hate the game. You all started the game, so I don't know. I just love to see this. And I think she even said, Candace Owens said, this is the first time we're actually seeing like Hollywood like being like just over this movie, really, guys, over this movie, like it's crazy. So
it is crazy, but I know Candace Owens said that Colleen Hoover's still on her list.
So I saw a theory out there, and I feel so bad for not knowing the person who put out this theory. It was on TikTok, where this woman assumes that possibly Colleen Hoover wanted to retain the rights back of It Ends With Us and the subsequent second part. And there's allegedly a clause in the contract that says something about morality, and that she's been quiet and has been distancing herself and has been shutting down her social media because she wants to jump on that opportunity. I don't know. That's just a theory that's out there.
So we'll see.
We'll see with popcorn.
Popcorn and pop culture.
Yes. Now to our recap.
You started off.
Yes.
I don't even remember what happened, to be honest with you.
Me either. Okay, so we are a Traitors episode. We said it wrong the last time.
Yeah.
I think we're episode 5 from last week. New one just came out tonight. We have not seen that one yet. So we're kind of coming off of the explosiveness of Bob the drag queen being banished. And so, you know, we're seeing the Traitors' reaction to Boston Rob basically throwing a traitor under the bus. Boston Rob was just annoying me that whole episode, honestly. And I cannot stand Danielle still. And all of the Traitors are just absolutely terrible this season. I cannot stand the Traitors at all. Boston Rob's annoying. Danielle's annoying. What's her... Caroline's annoying, and they all can't stand each other. So right now, Danielle's trying to devise a plan to get rid of Boston Rob, but she assumes that getting rid of Caroline would be the first way to maneuver that, because she wants to get another traitor in there so they can equally banish Rob.
So yes, I believe she does not fully trust Caroline because she does have a survivor background, and her plan is to recruit her who she wants to work with, because she fears Boston Rob and Caroline. So the best way to do it is to get Caroline first, because I think that if there were to be something, she could probably convince Boston Rob that Caroline's just
But my thing is, everybody thinks that Danielle and Boston Rob are the traitors.
Yeah, Danielle's such a bad actress.
She's so bad, and girl, stop crying. You're being too obvious now.
So then is this the coffin one, right? We had those moments where they had to put people's names in the coffin, and it was so obvious that they were meeting in remember? Or was that last episode?
Oh no, I think that was the last one. This one was when they had to didn't they have to pick specific names of something, or what was the competition? Oh my god, this episode honestly was kind of a drag.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
When they throw the vase on the floor and then
Oh yeah,
was that this past episode?
It was this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was that one. But it was the challenge for the Traitors to pick 3 people to put in the coffin, and it was. Was that?
That was before.
That was before. But okay, let me get to it. The coffin thing has made Sierra and Nikki have that.
And Nikki,
have that. Nikki was this episode. right?
She was sent home this past episode.
Yeah. So since the coffin
going into
thing,
that, yes.
So I'm like, wait,
Guys.
I just couldn't remember if the coffin thing happened this episode or 2 episodes. But it was 2 episodes ago. The coffin thing had put a target on Sierra and Nikki, and as to who could possibly be a traitor. They said that they truly believe that at least one of the 3 people in the coffin was a traitor.
Which didn't make any sense to me. That whole theory, and I guess it's only the people in the coffin that knew that the traitors were outside of the coffin and nailing it down. But I guess the people that aren't the traitors didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
That theory made absolute no sense to me. I just think in this case, they just really need to be aware of people's behaviors. Now, Danielle is smart because right off the bat, she's been portraying an emotional person. So people just think this chick is overly emotional.
But the people who know her know she's not like that.
Yeah.
And I think during the game, the one that she did.
Oh my God, yes. When she wasn't giving herself the shield and everyone was like, girl, you are so obviously a traitor.
Yeah.
You are dumb. And I think she even said she realized oh, damn, I'm clearly making this so obvious right now.
Even Dolores was so annoyed with her. It's you don't give it to me if you're gonna be crying. That was funny. Then we have that's the one where Chriselle basically turned on Nikki.
Yes.
And it has to do because Rob told the girls in the car that Bob the drag queen said that he thought Nikki was a traitor.
Yeah.
And apparently to Chriselle, Nikki's face going super shocked made her think she was offended, more of a traitor tried to trade a traitor.
Yeah.
And she just kind of threw her under the bus.
Just regular reactions are a red flag to people, but a woman constantly crying for no reason is not a red flag to you.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I was a part of that group, I would have voted Danielle a long time ago. I mean, I probably would have been kicked out at this point, but
I know, but sometimes the most outspoken people, and see, that's where Rob kind of throws a loop, because the faithfuls that are so why am I trying to solve this? Because I truly have nothing to lose. I am a faithful, and I think in past seasons that has worked. They always had that person that is total obvious a faithful, but. I don't know.
No, yeah. So we'll see what they're able to get away, what she's able to get away with. Like I say, I just can't stand these traitors right now. I actually want all of them gone and new traitors to go in there.
Do you think another traitor's gonna get voted off?
I don't know, but if they do, then that's the first time in it's only been 3 seasons, but they're kind of getting these traitors pretty quick. So.
I think it's easier. I think the fact that they're these celebrities that compete, it's now a game of I need to bring in traitors that I trust, because we're gonna try to get the money together.
Yeah.
So you try to build your own traitor coven.
Yeah, but I don't know.
To do that, you need to eliminate your own traitors.
I really wouldn't know who Danielle would recruit.
I think she would recruit Derek, for sure.
Okay.
And possibly Dolores.
I think their next target for banishment might be Gabby, because they were throwing around Gabby's name as a potential traitor. So, I don't know. This last episode wasn't the best, in my opinion, because I forgot about it, honestly.
I know, it must have been so anticlimactic.
Yeah, it wasn't very...
It was also because a lot of them give up. Once they're oh, I'm being pinned a traitor, they're okay, whatever.
Yeah.
None of them really Nikki was just she was literally just a deer in a headlight. She just shut down.
Yeah. Oh, did Gabby end up voting for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll be looking forward to not only the new episode, but we'll also let you know about the whole Fire Aid concert.
And the Grammys.
And the Grammys, yes, that is happening as well this weekend.
Yeah, they are happening this Sunday. Crossing our fingers for our favorites to see what happens with Charlie XCX, Chaperone, Sabrina Carpenter.
And we'll be taking the album of the year.
I do hope that Taylor Swift gives us a little something about Reputation.
I think she would. It's the year of the snake, guys.
Is it really?
It's Chinese.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe that's why she was waiting.
That's so perfect.
Maybe that's what, Ed Sheeran had posted something, are you all ready? And then not are you all ready, but something along those lines with the snake in it. are you ready for this year or something? So,
Are you ready for it?
are you ready for it? All right.
I am. All right.
That's all our time. We'll see you guys next